You know, of all the videos I've done, one of the ones that's most interesting, I got some feedback on, is the one how I work out. And in particular, it had to do with this little device here. Like, where did you get that? Where did you get this apparatus that, you know, allows you to do curls, you know, presses and flies? Where did you buy that? Well, unfortunately, this isn't an off-the-shelf product because how many people need something like that? But what I thought I'd do is kind of show you how I made it, just do a quick video of how I made this. It's pretty simple, really. Here's what you need, though. Here's what you're going to need. You're going to need this in a second. And Stevie, I hope we don't, you know, bore you to death. I mean, she's got all paws, so she's not a tribot. She's got them all. So first thing you're going to need an inch and a half, for me, at least for the size that I need, inch and a half PVC. And on this one, I did inch and a half all around. This one, on the new one I'm going to design here, this is an inch here. So it's going to be interesting to see. This one should be a little tighter, and I'm kind of excited about that. Then this particular PVC is a screw-on cap. It really isn't designed, like if you're going to do real, you know, plumbing, it isn't designed for this, but it's just tight enough where it works. And when you use both the primer and the cement, the PVC cement, it makes for a really, really good connection there. So you're going to need those two things. Then, of course, you need the U-bolt. The U-bolt is, to give you an idea, that's how it is connected to the actual barbell there. So you'll need that, and along with the barbell, you're going to need to have a 5/16 drill bit, and of course a drill to be able to drill into, because you're going to need that. I have a 3/8 ratchet. You can use a bigger ratchet, but 1/2 inch for the U-bolt that I got. And then just because it's probably not going to be perfect, it's kind of hard to drill into this and be perfect. It's good to have a little round file handy, ready to go. So with that, let's get going. The first thing I'm going to do is mark the holes for the U-bolt. Of course, once you start to get into it and you just say all the tools you need, the first thing you realize is there's extra tools you need. So I went out and got a punch, a couple writing devices, you know, a piece of paper to help lay out the U-bolt design here. I'm going to take off that, though. I don't really need that. So this is a little uneven. Probably not. Matter of fact, I can tell you right now, I am not going to use that once I bolt it onto this end here. I am not going to use that. But what I'm going to do is use the Sharpie to kind of go around here, make a circle, so I have a good understanding of where I need to be. I think a Sharpie is a little bit easier, at least for me. I'm going to do them both. This is the way I'm going to lay it out. I'm sure there's probably people that know how to do this better than I do, but that's the way I'm going to do it. So there's where the holes are going to be, and then what I want to do is dissect them. I'm going to try to be as accurate as possible. I will do it individually. I did a terrible job on that one. What I'm trying to do is find the center, so when I punch it, when I do the punch, it'll be a lot more. I did terrible on both of those. It'll be close to the center, because I really want to punch it as close to the center as possible. That's better. And then this one, let's see. Again, you know what? Let's just eye this thing up. Let's give that a shot. So, what I'm going to do now, this is a sticky piece of paper. I am going to lay this out. And we have to do it a little bit by feel, but I want to make sure it's close to the center, as close to the center as I could possibly get. Let's see. Again, just by feel, it feels pretty good. Let's put this down, see what it does. Give it a little punch. And then do the same on the other side. Again, just by eyeball, that doesn't look too bad. So, the next thing is to drill. So let's give the drill a shot. It's always fun to do. Normally I'd have this in a vise. It's 115 degrees in Arizona right now. I don't want to be in my garage. I don't want to be outside, so that's why I'm inside doing this. Thought the punch would help me a little bit. I may have to get a smaller screw size. And I won't talk while the drill's going. How's that? Let me make sure this is straight. I'll get it. Go a little faster, see if that helps. Let me give it another punch. Give this side another punch too. And again, you know, all my videos that I do, whether I'm putting in a ceiling fan or wire nuts or changing brakes, working out, it's mostly just to show you that if you have the right attitude and you know you're positive and you have a little bit of imagination of how to do things, you'll be able to get things done. No matter if you have one hand, two hands, no legs, I don't know. I can't speak for people with no legs, but I'm sure there's people doing great things out there. We just need to challenge ourselves to do great things. I had it on one for a reason. There we go. I was going to get it done. I didn't care. One way or another, I was going to get that done. Let's take a dry fit on this. See how this is looking. Yeah, it looks like I'm a little off center, unfortunately. I think it's domed, so it probably slipped down as I was doing it. Might not be a bad idea to try it to go through here. No, I'll be good. I'm just gonna have to put a new punch in. And again, I'm gonna eyeball this, which is probably the wrong thing to do, but I'm gonna do it anyway. What, you're not gonna help? Come on, girl. It's not that bad. All right, let's give this a shot. Good enough. That's why I brought the file, because I knew that it is hard to do this part right here. So let me just give it a little bit of a cleaning here. They just need to come back together a little bit more. And when I say a little, really not much at all. I don't want to take too much off here. Let's see. Still a little bit more though. A little bit more for Santa Claus, a little bit more for Santa Claus. Okay, let's take some more off. See how well that worked. Yeah, now we're golden. We're gold, Jerry. We're gold. So, got that done. So the very next thing you want to do is clean up, right, when you're done here. Look at the mess I'm making on the inside. I'm going to move this here. One of the things I do want to show you on this is the U-bolt has to be perpendicular to how your arm is, right? So you want to dissect it that way. So kind of the same thought here. Don't roll off. I'm going to want this basically this way. But what I'm going to do first, let's put the screws in, or the nuts in. I love it when you get a little bit of a mess going. You know what? What I don't have is an extra barbell, so I'm going to pause this and go get an extra barbell. Look at there, our barbell. Miraculous. Okay, I needed it first because I need to have this in place when I put the U-bolt in. So, and most of you would probably need hammers. I don't need a hammer because I actually own one. It's connected to my arm. That's where some of the advantages come in to having one hand. Everybody thinks it's a bunch of disadvantages. No, there's advantages. So there you go. Look, it's not perfect by any means, but you can see that I have enough area to put the nuts on. And that's what I'm gonna do right now. Let's tighten the nuts. I might need to get a wrench. Okay, there we go. Nice and tight. Actually, probably not tight enough. I am going to get a wrench. So let me get a wrench. And there's a wrench. Perfect. So let's use an open end wrench. Get in there a little bit. Yeah, this has helped me out quite a bit. So you know what? I have to append that whole beginning of what I said you needed to do this. Now we'll just continue to go. This is helping out quite a bit though. It's been a few years since I made that. I bet you I've used that, the tool that I made. I probably have used it for at least 4 years, maybe 5. So it's not like I did this 2 weeks ago. Okay, so everything's tightened now. Just wanted to fast forward because it was not a lot of fun watching me tighten those, but they're all in there good. This thing is on very, very good. So the next thing I'm going to do now is going to glue this piece on. And for me, the way my arm is developed or not developed, depending on how you look at it, having this hole at the very top, kind of where your thumb would be, is crucial. Like I wouldn't want this to just be a pipe. It needs this hole because my arm actually sits in there. And again, this one's a little bit bigger. This one's smaller than that one. I'm going to experiment with this. But without this, I wouldn't be able to grip. I would not be able to grip the edge here, within, like basically here, and be able to almost, I shouldn't say almost, I carry it. You can see that I carry it. I do curls. I do everything. So it's crucial for me that this is on top. If you're making one for yourself or for your loved one, your friend, whatever, experiment with that. But for me, it is crucial that this opening is on top. And as I explained a little bit earlier, this has to be perpendicular. So, you know, matter of fact, it wouldn't hurt me to just make a mark. Give me an idea on how to do that. So the next thing to do, the last thing to do really, is to put some primer and some cement on. Obviously I got some protection here for the inside table. Doesn't mean I'm going to be perfect with this. So hopefully I won't get in trouble here. And again, remember that this isn't necessarily, yeah, look at, I already dropped some, the proper, you would not be putting these two together in the real world. These don't go together. This isn't proper for plumbing or sprinklers, but for this, it's exactly what's needed because the threads are just enough. Ooh, my glue isn't as good as it used to be. Ugh, oh boy, it makes it a little bit, hopefully it doesn't make it worse, but we'll see. I'm doing it anyway. We're doing it live. I said it earlier, we're doing this live. Maybe I shouldn't have this on my stump. My stump could give it a hand. So here we go. Now, put this together. That's it. All right. I will let this dry for a second, but this is basically done. You know, of course, I'll end with showing how I'm going to use this new one, but this is basically done. This is it. So let me let this dry for a second, and I'll come right back. All right, so here we have it. We got the old one and the new one, the one I just designed. I just put some weights on that. The thing about the older one, I use 3 socks, 3 sports socks to be able to use it. And again, it's because of the size here. You see, it just, as I explained earlier, it just fits right in there perfect. And then I'm able to use it pretty good there. But I have a feeling on this one, I'm not going to start with 3 socks because I went from, as I explained earlier, 1.5 inches to 1.5 inches, 1.25 inches. So this is going to be a little bit smaller. Yeah, so it's definitely tighter. I kind of like it. But as you can see, it works perfect. Hey, that's the deal with these videos. This is why I do them. You know, if I'm doing something normal, like putting up a ceiling fan, like I said earlier, that's fun to see somebody, I think, at least see somebody do with one hand, just tackle the jobs. This is something different. This is a passion project. And I really hope there's people out there that could take the creativity that I used here and use it for themselves, because it could work for legs, it could work for arms, it could work for anything. there's nothing like working out and having fun and enjoying life. So use a little creativity, build some of these things yourself, and go for it, man. Live your life, have fun. Well, that's it for me today. I hope you liked this video. If you did, give it one thumb up, because obviously that's all I'm going to do. And please subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much.